Hello and welcome back. And today we are covering off failing number 2 in our series of the top 15 failings managers commit when hiring employees. Now, failure number 2 is to not be crystal clear on the outcomes expected of the role. Now, I alluded to that briefly in our last video, but it really surprises me how many organisations that I deal with fail to really nail this. Now, they do have job descriptions in many cases, but the job descriptions really don't get right down specifically around what the job outcomes are. Managers often focus on the how-to and what is needed for the how-to when they're recruiting employees. So what do we need to do to ensure that we are clear around what the actual outcomes of the roles are? A lot of the times managers get a little bit confused between what the responsibilities of the roles are and what the actual outcome is. So responsibilities are the things that you need to be covering off or monitoring in terms of the how to achieve the outcome. The outcome often lies in what the purpose is. So if you start to search for the purpose of the role and the purpose of why you need that actual role at all. So think about if the role didn't actually exist in the organisation, what would be the consequence to other outcomes and other stakeholders or other positions around that? And quite often then you will find what the outcomes are of the role. Now, we often use, or I coach my managers to use what we call the SMART principle or the SMART model when developing our outcomes or key performance indicators for the role. So the SMART method or the SMART model is S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable or action orientated, R for relative, and T for time bound. So using that model, you can then develop very clear and specific goals or outcomes for the role. Now, why do we really need to know what the outcomes are, and why am I pressing so hard on that? It's because the outcomes then, by being really clear about what the outcomes are, we then work backwards to what we are then therefore seeking in an individual that we want to recruit to fill that role. We then start to get a lot clearer around what are the necessary behaviours, temperaments, values, as well as the skills and their knowledge, experience and qualifications. So that's number 2. Get crystal clear and really nail what those job outcomes are, and you'll be on your better way to ensuring that you're avoiding those bad hiring mistakes. I'm Anne-Marie Orrock, and stay tuned for our next area, which is attracting employees or attracting prospective candidates. Bye for now.